Hey guys, and welcome to this video. I'm going to share a bit about the last couple of weeks' energies and a bit about the process that I've been in, which is a bit out of my comfort zone, I have to admit, but I'm being asked to share it because of the value it has for other people that can be experiencing some of the same things and maybe struggling a bit more with it because there's a lack of trust and understanding of what's going on. And when we have some sort of validation or understanding of what's going on, it can be a bit easier to let go and surrender into the process. And because of all the energies that have been coming in and the sort of activations, now the word activation in and of itself sounds a bit like there's something outside, and how I've been, like how my guides have been teaching me about activations and how it really happens is it can happen, it has to do with the energies coming in and the frequencies we are in, and our higher self and all of this, but it's what it really is that it's unlocking deeper codes in our DNA that we access. So it's really coming deeper into ourselves, and by that we are releasing some things that we don't need anymore, and we access deeper codes in our DNA. So it's not really something outside that is changing you or coming in and doing anything with you. It is a frequency that makes it possible to access something deeper, and it has a lot to do with the process we are in at any time, the work we have done, the things we are releasing. So it's really, I think it's important because I see a lot of people thinking that activations are coming outside and it's something we just have to lay down and wait for, but it really is sort of a co-creation. These things can be contracted prior to incarnating, like the timing of things and when things will happen, and it has a lot to do with our own work and really surrendering into it and accessing deeper layers within ourselves, because that's where the activation happens. That being said, the last couple of weeks there has been a lot of activation within the divine feminine energy. I have been experiencing this very intensely, which is why I currently only have a list of videos I'm going to do, and I haven't been able to do anything because I've been in a really deep process myself, and I still am in a process. So I'm just going to try to get this message out because it's being repeatedly told to me that I need to get this out. So what's really happening, like the essence of it, is that we are accessing deeper layers within ourselves and starting to focus rather on who we are as something of a focus from the external, who we are within. We hear all these things about speaking our truth, stepping up, taking action. We hear about the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies. And what it really is about, like the essence of it, the core of it, is to really surrender into our own being and our own beingness and start emitting that from the inside out, rather than reacting or responding or trying to play some sort of a game. with whoever and whatever is in our external at any time. And it's the same that I've been experiencing with this deepening into the feminine energy. That it's nothing that is coming from the outside or pushing onto the body, or like when there's cosmic energies coming in, for example, it's very different. This is something that is really emerging from the inside. So it's like this energy just like coming and really emerging from the core, and especially from the womb and the heart area of the body. And while this has been happening, what I've been experiencing is there's so many things, but I think like what is the most important to know for people is that there can be experiences or visions of things that happened long time ago, before this lifetime. I have had memories of past lives coming up that has been quite intense, yet with the understanding that it's the energetic pattern, not the life in itself that I have brought any trauma from, but that there is a patterning that I've still been sort of connecting with on an unconscious level. And by seeing and experiencing this, I can more easily see the patterns and see what I need to release in my life now in order to not be held by those energetic patterns. And in this process, it has been, how can I explain this? It's been really like tsunamis of rage coming up. Now, I don't typically have a lot of anger, or I don't easily get triggered into anger. And this has not been in a situation of being triggered by anyone either. It's almost been feeling like this fight between the old and the new energy within. And when this really authentic, and in my case feminine energy, is being more and more anchored and embodied into the physical body, because this is what I've been shown that is happening. The old patterns, these are things that I've been aware of, that I've been working on, that I've been releasing, that is sort of, part of the past for me. Not the really like current things that I have been working on lately. But it's almost like at any time that I have been taking an action, or had a thought, or been acting on something that just has this tad bit of anchoring within those patterns, like people pleasing, like things rooted in guilt, like too much of a logic pushing sort of mindset, all those kind of things. Like if it's just like a bit of resonance with that frequency, it's like there has been like this tsunami of like a fire just burning away the old that is no longer serving me. And it's been real intense. Like this, it was especially like during 4 or 5 days that this was really, really, really intense. And when these waves came, it could last from 30 seconds up to a couple of hours. Now, of course, when we are experiencing these kind of things, it's important to not react on it or not take it out on anyone, right? Because this is the process going on, and that's really what I was shown, what I could see, and what I was experiencing was this fight within. So I was more holding the observer perspective and just feeling the emotion and letting it take the time it needed to just pass through my system. But it's really like how I was shown this, because it felt like a tsunami just coming, but it was like with the flames, it was the fire, it was burning away the old. And so what I've been made aware of that is really important and a part of the intention and purpose of this video is the confusion that a lot of people might experience, because if you're experiencing these kind of things, there's such a big difference between that rage and anger, for example, or fear, worry, whatever the emotion is that is the most present for you, and the sort of high frequency that has been in other moments, because it's been like these really high highs, and then there's been this, like, with every single thing that resembles a bit like any old patterning or any old energy, it's like that fire comes and burns it away at once. And then there's been this really soft, nurturing, gentle, really like surrendering into that beautiful feminine energy. So the differences between these experiences, and all like passing several times through the day, is what I've said, that a lot of people are experiencing this, and a lot of people does not understand really what's going on, and that makes it worse, because it's so easy then to think that there's something wrong, or think that you're just losing it, or not understanding, because the emotion can come without any sort of external trigger. And what I keep repeating as I'm saying this is to tell you to just really be present with it. When it comes, just be present with it, and keep being the observer, keep seeing it, and know that there's nothing wrong. And it's a process of letting go of these old things. And when we are in such a big shifts that we are now, sometimes it can be just flowy and sort of fluid, and other times it's really strong. And these patternings that I've been seeing, that I've been in and been sort of held in, those need this strong energy to release, and it will be felt in the body, emotionally, physically, mentally. Like it depends really where those patterns are the most present, and more anchored. Like which of your bodies it's been the deepest anchored into, and that's where you will feel it the most. What I've also been told is to really come back and rest and surrender into that divine feminine energy, while what's no longer needed is burning away. And to come back to that place and really be in that energy while you're going through it. Be like this caring mother for yourself, while you are in any type of intense process or experience, no matter what it is. Because we're by doing that, we are coming more and more into our own being, and we can start showing up in the world more from that space, and really emit that out, rather than, like I said in the beginning, just reacting or playing some sort of game or taking on a role and just walk around on this autopilot. So really, really coming back to that, and it's all about this authenticity. And when we start emitting more of our own frequency consciously, because we're surrendering into it and we actually dare to show up as it, and we stop being in this pattern of hiding. And so many of us have experienced that it's not safe to be who we really are, to show all of who we are, and so many are experiencing that we, how do I explain this, to sort of have the perspective of the others, and how they will look at us, rather than actually feeling into who am I, what do I want to emit, what is my truth, what is my own frequency. And this is a process, so it's not like 10 years ago you will be the same now, or even 2 days ago, right? It's changing all the time. And let yourself have that process, and let yourself really surrender more and more into what is unfolding, because we're accessing deeper and deeper layers of who we are. We are embodying more and more of our consciousness of who we really are. And that will bring with it changes. And especially now when we are in this phase of more embodiment than we have had earlier in this lifetime, it will be felt in all the bodies, and it will create changes. And the more we can stay centered in ourselves while we're going through it, and really bring our awareness to being in that and letting it, surrendering into it rather than fighting it or making it wrong or trying to control it or push over and not let ourselves have that process. It's really important. I'll take a look at my notes. Yeah, also time has been very interesting. There might be that I make another, like an own video on that topic, but that's also something I've been made aware that a lot of people have been experiencing, like almost like jumping times or even space, time passing like you don't understand where that time passed. I have had the experience now of like 4 hours where I literally don't understand where those 4 hours went. Even like really sitting down and thinking and going through what I was doing, and like I can't understand it. And these kind of experiences are happening more and more often. I also had the experience lately of being really dizzy because I suddenly sort of came back to my own space, and parts of me were in different places. There's been experiences of aspects of myself being made present to me. And also a lot of people, I hear that they're saying now, have had intense experiences in dream state. Exhaustion has been a big theme collectively, they're saying. So no matter what kind of things you've been experiencing, just really let yourself have compassion with yourself. And when it comes to this with the masculine and feminine, I know the masculine as well have been experiencing a lot lately. Now in this video I mainly talk about the feminine, because that's what I've been told to share, and what my experience have been a lot around. So really let it happen, let the layers fall off. It's really freeing, it's really intense, and it is nothing wrong with it. I really hope this can be helpful for someone out there. I would love to hear in the comments if you're resonating with this, if you have any of these experiences, or if there's anything else you've been experiencing, because sharing it in the comments and others might read it, and it can be helpful for others. So I really love and appreciate all of your comments. I will be back hopefully pretty soon with a new video, because I have quite a list of things that I've been asked to share. Have a lot of compassion with yourself, and have a lot of compassion with the people around you. I wish you a beautiful morning, day, evening, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!